guys? Dr. Sean J. Harris here, having a little concert in the car. But I was listening to a good buddy of mine, Dr. Shiva Quinn. She was talking this morning about financial literacy. And she brought up some great points, particularly about right now is the best time to teach your kids about financial literacy. Because they're able to live through it. They're able to understand, well, why is gas price high? Why is grocery price increased? I'm sure your kids are hearing you guys talk about how much more money you're spending on food, how it's taking so much more to fill your tanks up and everything. Well, this is the time to teach them about inflation. This is the time to teach about what a recession is, different economic ebbs and flows. See, here's the deal. A lot of people don't pay attention and focus, but about every 8 to 10 years, we're gonna have a recession. That's just the ebb and flow of the economic flow. So if you don't understand that, it'll come to a big shock surprise. What we're going through now is supposed to be from a combination of the war in Ukraine as well as the pandemic. Prior to that, we had the real estate crash back in 2008, and it led to a recession as well. So you got to understand certain things are just going to happen, and they happen in that same time frame, whether purposed or structured to be that way, but it's to keep the economy going a certain way. Stock market has been booming well past what it should have been according to historical data. But when the market crashed, everybody was surprised. It was going to happen. But again, if you had your boat in the water and were prepared financially, no matter what happens in the economy, you're going to be fine if you are prepared. I've been teaching this stuff for like 25 years about economics, about learning about financial literacy, about generational wealth. See, when the market is bad, everybody spazzed out yesterday because over the weekend, Bitcoin tanked like $200 billion. Do I invest in crypto? Yeah, I got a little bit. But here's the deal. I can just buy more if I want to. When the stock market is down, it's great for an investor because we just buy more. When the stock market is up, it's great because we get dividends. It really doesn't matter. But you got to position yourself. You got to put yourself in that financial space of winning. I did a video yesterday talking about Wayne Gretzky. Wayne Gretzky, Hall of Fame hockey player, all-time greatest in the sport. He was asked in an interview, Wayne, how and why are you so tremendously good in the sport of hockey? He said it's simple. I play where the puck is going. See, he doesn't play right there where the puck is at. He knows his competitors. He knows the players. He knows the teams. He knows that when this guy does that, it's going to bank off this wall. It's going to go across this way and end up down there. So Wayne Gretzky is already there waiting for it. That's how you got to project and forecast your finances. That's why you got to forecast your family's financial dynasty, the blueprint. You got to already see stuff. It's like I talked again yesterday. See, I leave gyms. I drop gyms. It's up to you to pick them up. I left some yesterday where I talked about the difference between sight and vision. Sight is being able to see the stop sign down the street. Vision is being able to see the stop sign around the corner and up the street. That's vision. It's two different things. Most people operating on sight. They're living for today. You're not focusing on tomorrow. You're not focusing on your children's legacy. I just made a post earlier this morning where I talked about what I teach my son is to teach his son. What I teach my daughter is to teach her daughter. So you got to prepare yourself. You can't just sit here and think that everything's going to be la-di-da-di everybody without putting your actions into play. Okay? So these are some of the things. Take real life situations right now that's happening in the economy, in your household, and teach your children. Let them see firsthand. Shiva, Dr. Quinn, please follow her. She is hilarious, but she teaches some powerful stuff. And I'm going to give you a quote she said. She said, stop raising... yeah, she said, stop raising punk kids. So she was straight, direct to the point. But it's right. If you're raising punk kids, they're not going to learn about finances. When you're not around, you know, we're not going to live forever. What happens when you're not around and they don't really understand finance? They don't understand how to get through financial difficulties. You just raised a punk kid if that's the case, which is going to lead to subsequent generations of punk kids. So, one of my mentors, Dr. Kimbrough, he stated this one time. I'm sorry, Dr. Fraser. He stated this. He said, the type of education you get, and remember I said it's different types of education. You have a financial education, you have a professional education, and you have your regular scholastic education. A financial education is not taught in school. It's self-taught. So What you learn financially will determine what type of career or what type of income you make. What type of income you make will determine what neighborhood you live in. What neighborhood you live in will determine what school or what type of education your kids will get, which will determine what type of money they will make, which will determine what neighborhood they live in, which will then determine what schools their children will learn from. You kind of see where I'm going with this? It's a generational thing. So just the opposite. If they're not learning these financial terms generation after generation, it's going to affect everything. From the choice of education, the choice of neighborhood, choice of associations, which will lead to eventually the choice of marital partners and family units that they'll be able to build. So it is critically important that right now you take the time out and teach your kids. Show them. Don't hide stuff from them. I remember growing up, we had family meetings one Sunday out of the month, every month. My mom and dad, they would sit down and talk to us about everything, talk to us about finances. Hey, look, the finances are a little funny this week. So don't go through all the cereal at one time. You got to make this thing last. But when you hide stuff from your kids, they think everything is great, and then they start developing an entitled mentality. Same thing with Kenny and Kaden. It's a lot of things that we may purchase for them. It's a lot of things we be like, hey, if you want it, fund it at your own money. Then it make them realize, well, I really didn't want that after all, because they didn't want to spend the money. So if your kids don't understand and appreciate money and understand that money is just a tool, see, money is neither good nor bad. If you set money on the table, it's not going to do a thing. Same thing with a weapon. Guns don't kill people, people kill people. If you put a gun on the table and it just sits there, it's just going to sit there. Okay? Same thing with money. Money is not good nor bad. It just takes on the characteristic of the person in possession of it. It just amplifies who you already are. So if you're a cool person, you're just going to be a bigger cool person. If you're less than a cool person, then, well, you're just going to be more of a worse person. I'm on fire this morning because I'm serious about what I talk about. I'm serious about what I teach, and I really want people to be able to grasp the tools that can help them, help your kids to be able to become better financially, which makes them better citizens, which makes the overall society a better place. So, love, that I ended on a nice note.
I guess.
Hey, listen, I have conversations like this around the house with Tara, with the kids, even by myself. And the thing is, I answer myself back. On the serious tip, though, put some things in play, structure out your game plan, but learn through this process. Don't just sit there and look at it. I talked about the pandemic and how that was the time to really put the hammer down, build your business, write books, write courses, do whatever it was you needed to do, because on the other side, you're going to come out winning. And a lot of the things you guys are seeing, as I'm talking about, that you may see that the Harris Family Unit is doing, is as a result of things we put together before, during, and even after the pandemic. So if you guys need help with this kind of stuff, let's connect. Let's talk. If you want your kids to learn about financial literacy, hey, Kaden back there. Kaden, say hey to everybody.
Hey, guys.
But Kaden has an amazing course. He's teaching a course on Saturday. What's the website, love?
KidMoneyClass.com.
KidMoneyClass.com. This is an amazing opportunity for your kids to start learning some of this stuff. It's kind of like how we talked about when kids learn about history, social studies, and stuff like that in school. It's one thing to learn from a book, but it's another thing when you actually go to places. You take them to Egypt, physically see the pyramids, and have the textbook right there so they can correlate both together and learn. That's how kids learn. Kids learn from experiences, not necessarily just reading a book, because everybody has different learning styles. But all kids pretty much will remember stuff when it's tangible and they can experience and see it. So, you guys know I'm talking about private family banking system. I've been teaching that for about 5 years now. That's critically important, to learn how to leverage something that you're doing anyway. Learn how to leverage dividend-paying whole life policies. That's what the Rockefellers, the Vanderbilts, the Kennedys, that's what they've been doing for generations. That's how the Rothschilds have dominated and pretty much owned the world banking system, because of private family banking systems. You too can own your own private family banking system. We teach that. I have books on it. I have courses on it. Learn how to fund education. A lot of people are still paying college student loan debt 10, 20, 30 years after college. We can teach you how to do it without having student loan. There's just so much I can teach. But anyway, I gotta get out of here. I gotta focus on where I'm going. We're heading to a film and shoot for The Bus, for Kaden's TV show. But reach out, man. reach out. We are here to help you guys because I want to see as many people who want to live a time and money free lifestyle that want to. All right, guys, we're almost at the 6-month mark of 2022. Halfway point, man. It's halftime. Time's running out.